Okay, so preemptively, I want to get into some more maybe spicier topics, things that would excite people and really get them thinking, get them going, give them new insights and stuff like that. Because I think that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm good at. So, off the top of my head, see, that's the thing. I'm only interested in really one area of life, and that's spiritual and religious life. But I can dabble. So let's talk about Christian relationships, okay? So, let's go off with the classic, oh, God told me that you're my husband. God told me that you're my wife. All these things, right? So, my opinion on that is, even when I was not saved and just trying to understand the faith at first, people would often say that God is talking to them, right? God told me this, God told me that. God saying don't go there, God saying don't go that. And to me, that it seems like a trivialization of God himself, right? The sovereignty, the power, the force, the magnitude of his presence, even his voice speaking, out into the world, into someone. Oftentimes in the Bible, God's voice is thunderous, right? The true Father's voice is thunderous. It shakes, it reverberates, and I think what people get confused by God the Father's voice when they're saying this could be maybe their own spirit, their own conscious mind, subconscious mind, anything like that. Not dissuading that God does nudge and will put you in certain situations and talk to you energetically. But even that is, I feel like, debatable. Not to take away from God's omnipresence and omnipotence, though, because I do believe that he's looking through each one of our eyes. We're all on camera. People talk about China. Oh, they got so many cameras. They're recording. You know who's recording? The ultimate judge, the person that's going to allow you into paradise, grant you peace, prosperity, and unexplainable joy. Yeah, he's watching you too. Yeah, he got you on camera. Yeah, but anyway, going to courting and stuff like that, and really having a deep feeling with someone, you're locking eyes with them, you're just so beautiful, so wise, all these things, right? Or handsome. It's just like that initial reaction is not God being like, hey, yeah, marry that one. And then you go see another girl next to you, oh, marry that one. Or maybe you're simple and you just got your eyes on one. You got a little crush, right? But don't try to manipulate the power of God in your favor by declaring a future event, especially as grandiose as marriage, especially in a Christian lens. We marry for life. That's the intention, at least, right? So you're gonna hijack this whole person's life and destiny just because you have a strong inclination and feeling that you want to marry this person, or you're going to marry this person. You're having visions in your head of this person with a veil on, with a nice suit on, kissing you, all these things. Oh, and you think God's showing me that it's my wife or my husband, and you're hijacking them and telling them that this is going to happen, or God says is going to happen, and superseding everything that they've been told or taught or anything by other people, their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. Like, let's be honest, you don't even know this person is gay or not, right? When you're saying these things to a woman or a man, saying, oh, you're going to be a husband/wife, right? You don't know if that person even likes you, likes anything about you, how you look, anything like that. They don't have no idea of your spiritual life, your connection with God, all the things, the intrinsic values that matter. They don't know you, And some might say, oh, but God knows them, and God is telling me that they're a good person. The heart is the most deceitful thing. It is. That's why people get heartbroken all the time, because it's your flesh, your heart is running towards destruction every second of the day. It wants to die. It wants to annihilate itself and return to God and be one with God. It doesn't like being in the flesh. It's unnatural. Even though, yes, it's natural, but it's not the ultimate pure state. The ultimate pure state is homeostasis with the ether, with God, right? With every fiber of your being, right? But let's go back to thinking about you're hijacking this person's life by saying these things and professing that the God that you both believe in told them that you are theirs. You two, communion eminent, you know? It's a very dangerous thing. And I'll talk about this too. It's almost like saying that you're a prophet. You know, that automatically makes you a false prophet, because you know in your heart, or maybe your heart is deceitful, so you might not know, it might just be ignorance, but you saying that, yes, this is true, I see it in the future, of all time, it's going to be you and me to the end. But the funny thing is, I don't think people are really thinking about that when they say that. When they say that you're going to be my wife/husband, they're not thinking about death do us part. I don't think they are, because not in this generation, we don't think like that. It's the date for temporary. It's the date to have sex now. It's the date to fantasize, right? It's the date to desire. You know, filling the desire is all that is. It's not talking about the hardships, the pain, all that stuff, which is very unpredictable, and only God will know that. And some people are meant to be single, you know? Some people are just meant to be single. But regardless of that, just play your cards right. Keep it player all the time. Men and women, please hold your cards close if that benefits you. And if you are not ready to be exposed, and if you are not aligned with the highest good, and you know this, you might want to take time and develop yourself before you jump into a courting situation or anything like that. It's patience is a virtue, and it's very well rewarded. And I'll tell you why. Because as Christians, we want to allow God to lead. We don't want to lead with our own power, our own destiny, my life purpose, my life purpose. I'll tell you one thing. We all have the same life purpose. It's heaven, union with God. That's our purpose. Each one of us is to get back to Eden, get back to a state where we're at perfect peace, perfect harmony, joy, laughter. Everything is good. You will not complain about that once you have it. You will not complain about that when you have it, I promise you. Also, all the things you might want, I want to open this business and that business, all of it disappears, and you do not care once you reach the purpose of union with God, with returning to the kingdom. Everything else disappears, and there's only God and you, right? And for now on earth, we have fellowship, but eventually that will culminate into a unionized conglomerate of believers and true light souls, you know? So, not to burst your bubble, but, you know, we're all heading towards that. What's the point in finding your life you will never agree with your life purpose if you do not feel joy, peace, and happiness and love in that preconceived destiny that you have allotted yourself, or you have lined yourself with. My purpose is to help every woman and child in the world. But you won't continue that destiny, or you will not be content in that destiny if you don't have contentness while you're doing it. If you've completed it, it is to no end, and it becomes futile, and you will know it, because you will be anxiety ridden, depressed, lost, confused. But this was my purpose. I want to find my purpose. I'll tell you what the purpose is. Seek ye the kingdom of God first, and everything else will be added to you. I don't think that was word for word, but you understand what I'm saying. It's still facts. Biblical facts. You have to seek the kingdom. You have to seek the fruits of the Spirit. You have to seek God's face while you're in this lifetime. You know, it will save you a lot of heartache, hardship, strife, stress, anxiety, confusion, demonic attack, pain, even. Pain, yes. Sickness, you know, the tears, the anger, the jealousy, the envy. I could go on and on, even though that might be it. But You get what I'm saying? This is real deal stuff that we're dealing with. Do not take this book, the Bible, for joke. You know. All right. You don't know, eh? East side thing, eh? You don't know, eh? East attack.